Welcome everybody to another episode of Playing Sushi, Football Life in Japan. Today we have Dentsu Caterpillar's quarterback, Aaron Ellis, and we're going to get to talk to him today. So, your story is kind of crazy. So I've already actually interviewed you before on another podcast I do, but you know, you had a long journey to where you are now, huh? Starting all the way back in your little college, all the way over there in was it, how do you say it again?
Joliet.
Yeah. I didn't want to butcher it.
No, it's all good, yeah.
But you started over there at St. Francis, right?
Yeah.
And then from there you went through. You pretty much went anywhere and everywhere in Europe, huh? So kind of what was that like?
Yeah, you know, playing in 7 different countries in 3.5 years. It was exciting. Definitely a challenge as well. Mm-hmm. But I think the greatest part about it was experiencing so many different cultures and levels of football, and you know, meeting so many different amazing people in a very short period of time. Mm-hmm. And it seems only natural to round that out with playing in Japan now.
Yeah, I mean, so you played 7 countries, and I mean, yeah, because there were some moments, right? You were only on a team for like 2-3 months, and then, right?
Yeah,
like even shorter than that, right?
Yeah,
just
some of the teams I joined late. And then some of the teams I went, and then there was a better opportunity, so I left for the better opportunity. You know, and just it's how the football world in Europe works. It's really just kind of a never-ending train ride.
From at least from what I've read and guys who I know who've played there and things like that, it's almost right like I'm in a, for lack of a better term, in a mercenary kind of mindset,
absolutely.
Right? You get them for like a 1 year, then say, all right, okay, next thing, and things like that. And so your last team were the 𝐶 Patriots.
Yeah.
𝐶 Patriots.
𝐶 Patriots, yeah.
In Austria?
Yeah.
In Austria, yes, right? And so from there you came to Dentsu, but how did that like relationship start? Like and everything?
Yeah, funny route actually. When I was playing for the Stuttgart Surge in the ELF, we didn't have any imports on offense for like 4 games. And because our American tight end was hurt and we had no foreigners, and I'm trying to get us to get foreigners to help us out because we were struggling a little bit. And a Japanese receiver, his name's Kino. He plays for Impulse.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. He hit me up with his film, and I was like, man, I like this kid. You know, he's got speed, he's a good route runner. So I was trying really hard for us to pick him up. But, you know, coach just wasn't going for it. But, you know, I then was sending his film out to other coaches because, you know, he seemed like a really good guy. He was really passionate about playing all around the world if he could. Yeah. And, you know, ever since then, Kino was like, you know, we were talking. I was like, yeah, you know, it's kind of one of my dreams to play in Japan. You know, that'd be such an amazing experience. And he said, I'll be your Japan agent. And I was very excited because he just started sending my film to people, and Dentsu responded to me, and we started talking, and we found a way to make it work this year, and got me out here. And yeah, it was very last minute for sure. Everything was so crunched together. Like we were getting ready for playoffs in Austria, and that's when everything finally was like set in stone that it was going to happen.
Oh. That's interesting, right? Because you came to Japan, and then he had a little stint in Istanbul, right? Yep. With the Rams, where his quarterback actually played here for a bit. Well, Jared Stigman. I don't know if people even remember. He was a good guy. He was always good fun. So yeah, you're kind of, you know, one of the few guys, right, in uncharted territories. You know, you are the first foreigner for Dentsu to have ever played, and you know, you're about 6 games, you know, a couple months into your first season here, and you know, how's it been trying to, you know, navigate life? I mean, you lived overseas. Yeah. You've had the overseas experience. Yeah. But how has it been going through life here in Japan comparative to Europe?
Definitely a much bigger transition than Europe. In Europe, people for the most part still speak English, even if it's not the greatest English. One hurdle out here is having to navigate not as many English speakers. And then also just the huge culture difference of, I'm not used to getting stared at everywhere I go, but now everywhere I go, people are staring at me. I'm hitting my head on almost everything possible. Definitely some challenges, but I also really enjoy a lot of things about Japanese culture and Japanese lifestyle. And the food's pretty good too, so I enjoy that.
Everybody who is there I've never met anyone that ever said Japanese food isn't good.
We'd probably be lying then if they did.
They were,
But then the team's done a really good job of helping me with the transition, making sure I'm feeling welcome. I go get dinner with coaches and teammates almost every week or every other week. A lot of Zoom calls talking about football and just kind of what our plans are for the future. And so they've done a great job in that. And, it was really hard at first. I was feeling a little lonely because just being the only foreigner, everyone's got all their full-time work and, sitting in my room like, man, I got to do something. But, after being here for a while, kind of getting into a rhythm, I feel much more comfortable.
Yeah. And then how is that, like, you're talking about, going to dinner with coaches and things like that. Is that something that you ever experienced in Europe at all? Or?
Not to the same extent, because in Europe it was a much more casual thing. Like me and my head coach would be sitting in the office just talking football for hours, just watching film, just kind of having a good time. But here it's much more like having dinner with the coaches. It's much more personal. We're having deep talks. We're enjoying each other's company. Because everyone's really busy, so anytime someone can give you some of their time, it means something. So
and I mean, one thing I know we talked about it with Kurt for a little bit, and it's something I've always, like I said in my interview with Kurt, I will shout from the rooftops that any team in Japan can take on anybody in Europe or wherever and things like that. What were some of the differences that you've seen with the level of play in Europe and all the countries you played in here in Japan?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very vocal about it as well. Just the football IQ, it's much higher here. College system helps. Japanese players are much more disciplined. They know the scheme a lot better. There's a lot more schemes in Japan than there is in Europe. So as a quarterback, you got to be more on your toes and really analyze, watch more film. Whereas Europe might have the better individual talent, the bigger, faster, stronger individual. But as we know in football, individuals don't win football games. And individuals,
it's a team sport.
Yeah, individuals don't make championship games. So I think that's the biggest separation between the two. And I definitely will say, playing out here has been some of the most exciting football I've played when it comes to just, me having to do my job at the best level for us to succeed, because it's not just cover 4, it's cover 2, every type of cover 2, cover 6, every type of coverage you can think of, and you got to really focus and look for those cues. Whereas in Europe, too high, it's cover 4. There's not really much separation.
Variations.
Yeah, exactly.
But some of the guys, you had some long bombs and your offenses have been running. Who are some of the guys on your offense who've really kind of caught your eye? You being only here for a couple months.
Man, definitely quite a few. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce their last names very good, but I'll give my best shot here. All right. So we got a roster.
If you need me to his teammates, if you need me to come sack him in practice, you let me know.
Definitely from a receiver standpoint, I mean, we got talent everywhere. We have a receiver from Silver Star, Kento Minami.
Okay.
And he's
okay. You guys.
He's number 1 right now in receiving in X1 area. I mean, he's been absolutely phenomenal. He just understands space well. He's the only receiver we have that has like a longer body. So we've been able to take advantage of that. And he listens very well, and he loves to learn more. So anytime I have like suggestions to say to him, he's very focused. Even if we need a translator, he's very focused on it. And then we got another receiver, Masa. He actually played in the States. He's number 2 in receiving right now, and he's I mean, he's kind of my rock. You know, he speaks English just as good as any American. So we have a lot of dialogue with each other during practice, during games, about adjustments we need to make. You know, he's the leader of that receiver group. And then from, you know, other standpoint, you know, we got Tetsu, who's like 4th in receiving, really small slot guy, but super fast, very strong too. You know, he's taking a couple hits over the middle that I was like, and he got up.
That was your fault. So
yeah, maybe a little bit. But and then our running backs we got 4 running backs that are just workhorses, and I think it takes some pressure off my plate. You know, we got Endo. He's from Big Blue.
Yep.
Yeah, and his coming out party was huge. You know, we haven't been able to give him the ball as much as we want to, and we need to, you know, continue to work on that. But you know, you can just tell that he's got that it factor, and the rest of our running backs have made great plays for us as well. So, from an offensive skill point, we have a lot of talent, and it's really fun as a quarterback to be a part of that. You know.
Yeah, because now it's really like your job is a lot easier because now it's like hand it off, go.
Yeah.
Right. Don't mess it up. Just let the guy do what they do. Right. And that's awesome to hear. And I mean, Dentsu, right? You guys, I remember last year they were undefeated all the way until that last one. And, you know, watching you guys this year, you know, and I message you all the time, right? You owe me this much touchdowns today. And, you know, you haven't really gotten that goal yet, but
hey, we have a very young and talented backup quarterback. And, you know, he only played like 2 years in college, so he's still learning. But we definitely want him to get the reps. So anytime we get up by a reasonable amount, we get him in there and I could hit those markers.
Experience would be, I mean, you know, and like knock on wood, right? God forbid anything, right, happen, right? You gotta know that guy is ready, right? You know, like, hey, buddy, like, you know, you don't want to just throw him in and be like, okay, you know. Yeah. And that's awesome. And so, I mean, you've been the journeyman, right? You've been pretty much around the world to play. Yeah. Outside of maybe South America and things like that, right? But you know, for you, experiencing everything you experienced in Europe, seeing everything you've seen in Japan, you know, kind of what is something you want to see? You know, I ask pretty much everybody, what do you want to see for the future here, football and things like that? What do you think are the potential that Japan has for football?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the potential in the world's there to be a very, you know, dominant league that the alternate football fans would love to be a part of. You know, for me personally, you know, I'm still new to everything, so I don't know a lot of the things going on. But I think, you know, if they just can keep continuing to reach out to those other fans outside of Japan too, that'll be great for them, because there's a big group of people that just love alternate football. You know, not NFL. They want to see
everything outside and everything,
arena,
everything but
Europe,
right,
Japan. Like they want to see exotic, different types of
and
football.
I mean, this is why this show kind of came about, was to get more English content and things like that. Absolutely. And hopefully, you know, and exactly what you're saying is what our goal is here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, from a player standpoint, guys are going to keep improving, so the level of play is going to keep improving. And I think having guys like you around that really just keep advocating for football out here, that's a great positive step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can never probably. I don't think I really said it, but I don't think I could ever express how grateful I am to football, having football in Japan.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, like I had talked about in the very first episode, right? Like football got taken away from me through an injury, and, you know, had Japan not had football, because at the time there was no, right, USFL, there was no ELF, I'm from Hawaii.
Yeah, there wasn't a
I'm
lot of
not looking all the way in Europe. That's a 20-something hour flight. Yeah. Like, I'm not flying all the way, you know, and I'm a big family guy, you know, like my parents, you know, throughout my career, like, I think my first 2 years, my parents were almost at every single one of my games, you know, and I mean, I'm very lucky. I'm from Hawaii, so that's a, you know, 6-hour flight, 9-hour flight, you know, things like that. I'm flying only halfway across the ocean.
Absolutely.
And I hope things we can start pushing to bring those things to life, because I mean, and that's still one of the reasons why I stick around, because I can try and give back as much as I can. I know I joke and stuff and I make trouble with you, but a lot of it is just to kind of, I try to just push guys now, because I want to see everybody succeed, not just the Americans, but the Japanese players as well. And
absolutely. And I'm very thankful for this. I mean, I've told my coach almost every week how thankful I am to get the opportunity to be out here. And I hope that I have a long career out here in Japan. I hope I'm back next year as well. I just turned 27. I got plenty of time.
You're still a baby, dude.
Plenty of gas in the tank.
Yeah.
So I hope to be back next year in Japan.
I played until I was 34, and I played D-line.
Yeah.
And I got to hit every play, so.
That's why I can get 39 easy.
Well, I'm not playing anymore, so you won't get hit as much, but at least you don't have to worry about that, huh?
Yeah.
But I mean, for the future and things like that. So here's one thing I want to kind of ask on you. So there's a World Cup, right, for football,
absolutely,
and things like that. And if you thought, as far as league-wise, right, do you think like the ELF versus the X League game would be better, or would the leagues there? How does that?
Wow, that's a great question.
If you would put their best against our best,
I have followed even like the LFA in Mexico. That's a pretty good league too.
Yeah.
But I think the best alternate matchup we could find outside of America would be the Rice Bowl champs against the ELF champs, and I think that would be a game I would like.
I would love
to watch.
I mean, like I said, like we talked earlier, right? I will stand I will stand by it no matter what. And I really honestly think that, Japan, I think we just need a little bit more, put it out there and just showcase more of what we got, because you've played in the States, right? Do you think something like the X League would be at the quality that the X League plays at? Do you think anything like that could exist back in the States or anywhere else, where everybody works a full-time 9 to 5?
Not with that quality of play, because it goes to the Japanese mindset, the hard work mentality, where no matter what it is they have to do, whatever it is their responsibility, they give 120%. Doesn't matter.
Especially
how
when they love it too.
Yeah,
right?
especially
you see
when they
it. These
100%.
guys are playing, essentially on their free time, right? They work Monday through Friday.
5 hours a day on the weekends.
You give up your weekends pretty much to go beat your body up.
So during the season, they got no free time.
Yeah, no free time. So, and I mean, I've told people that for years, and I hope we can continue to play at the level we play at. And I just hope that this thing gets better and better. But,
absolutely.
Thank you for your time. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
I'm going to go have to look up who you play and how much touchdowns you owe me for the rest of the year. And if you don't get those goals, you will never be on this show again.
Well, it looks like I got no choice then.
No, but, good luck, man. Stay healthy. Good luck the rest of the way, and I'll keep watching, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to thank 𝐉𝐵's Cafe for having us back here again. It's over here in Hiyoshi Station out in Kanagawa. They have all kinds of burgers, all kinds of drinks, it's a fun environment, like you can see, right? They have the NASCAR American environment going on. Thank you again so much for having us, and I hope you guys enjoyed today and look forward to newer episodes.